FFSpod podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the FFSpod podcast. We take a random topic and Google the facts.
So you don't have to.
What a voice. You got
Put
some
my
pipes.
tongue like, I don't know what the hell that was. That was not good.
I want to take this moment for fact's sake to say how incredibly proud I am of Wheezy, the podcast queen of NYC.
Stop.
She not only was she on the Breakfast Club, which is a huge moment for a broadcaster, a podcaster, entertainer.
Obama was on there.
Obama was there, Biden was on there, presidential candidates go on there. You can say you were on the same show as Barack Obama and all these huge influential people, and you are an influential person. So congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Happy
It felt really good. It was really exciting.
Happy birthday.
Forgot about my birthday because I'm 30 now.
Blah.
You know, Eddie's almost 107. So,
Bro, I was born in 81. What is that?
Thank God you're still an 80s baby, though.
I know, right? I am the last person to be considered a millennial. The last.
Oh, damn.
Before that, I don't know what I would be.
Generation X.
Ugh.
We should definitely do a pod about stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
like years and what things mean, and
right.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We got a great topic for this week. You know why? Because this sounds pretentious to say, but you're a jet setter. I really think you're a jet setter. I consider you a jet setter.
I do travel quite often. I'm always flying. My parents live in Florida, for those of you that don't know, so I definitely go visit them a lot.
Yeah.
And then when I was living in Mexico, when Corona subsided, I had to come back twice a month to record Horrible Decisions, and it was a whole thing. But this is a really cool topic because I feel like whenever we get an airline secret, we're so excited about it.
Oh,
and
yes.
I don't know
So
how
excited.
it took us this long. On my other podcast, I actually did an episode on our Patreon about flight attendants and catching people having sex. So, air travel is today's topic. However, Eddie's got some airline facts for you, and I've got specifically some flight attendant facts. So let's just do a basic rundown on what an airplane is if you're a fucking alien.
Let's do it.
An airplane is a fixed wing aircraft. It's propelled by the thrust of a jet engine, propeller, or a rocket engine. So they come in a bunch of different sizes. You guys have heard of different companies that make them. Boeing is a big one. But the Wright brothers, if you've ever heard of them, and actually invented and flew the first airplane in 1903. And that was actually built from the works of someone dating back to 1799 who just wasn't successful at doing it. But flight attendants, known as a sky waitress to some, have a very serious job. Flight attendants have to be able to do CPR. I just found out today that all of them have to know how to, birth a baby, which is insane, right?
What? Really?
Yes, they have to be able to know how to deliver a baby in case something ever happens. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, obviously they'll say, is there a doctor on board? But they know some basic shit. But what do they exactly do? They are generally responsible for ensuring passenger safety and their comfort, and their duties are always ensuring that emergency equipment is working. But most people know them for the supply of food and beverage. Now, flight attendants. I feel like it's such a job. I don't know. I always, when I was younger, thought they made so much money, and we've all probably heard of rumors about how much flight attendants make, but you just kind of assume because it was such a cool job, they were making bank. And I see the average U.S. salary range. This is according to Insider, and I checked on a bunch of sites. The average is about $51,000 a year. However, most people don't know that flight attendants actually get paid only when the plane is moving, when it's taxiing. So if the door is open and they're helping you put your bags up and doing all that shit, they're not getting paid for that.
So if they're on a layover and they have to wait, let's say the plane's delayed, they're waiting in the terminal, they don't get paid for that shit?
Exactly. Which is terrible. So if you're frustrated with a flight attendant ever and bugging them about the time, trust me, they're pissed too, because they are not fucking getting paid. Now, flight attendants on average do make $50,000, but according to different flight attendants or different airlines, here's what I found. Who do you think made the most out of all the airlines?
In terms of like, you're talking US or talking the world?
US airlines.
What? Delta or JetBlue?
I thought Delta, and it looks like Alaskan Airlines and American Airlines pay the most at $35 an hour on average.
Wow.
Delta comes in at about $29 to $31 an hour. But here's the interesting thing. I went to look at the cheap ones. Like I thought Southwest for sure wouldn't be making much, and they make about $32 an hour to $36 an hour. They are making more than Delta. They are making more than American.
Wow.
And they are making more than Alaska. I didn't even want to bring them up in the beginning because I couldn't even believe it. That's fucking insane, considering that airline is so cheap.
What does like Spirit pay? They must pay like $10 and you get a free lunch or something.
$22 an hour.
Have you been on a Spirit's flight? I've never been. I've only heard crazy shit.
Well, let me tell you something, friend. I don't fly Spirit anymore because I've been making something called money. And I say every time I'm about to book a flight, and I'm not saying this how I sound. This is not conceited, okay? This is really and truly, I feel like my life is at risk on Spirit flights.
I feel like I might be flying this thing at any moment.
Dude. And I have an attitude while talking to you about this right now because a dear friend of mine named Alex Media, who is also one of my business partners.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex.
He lives in Miami. And he texted me the night before his birthday, which is the day after my birthday, and basically guilt tripped me into coming to Miami. I told him no because I wanted to surprise him and I wasn't sure if I could make it work.
Right.
I'm in Orlando seeing my family for my birthday, again, the day before. And the only nonstop flight I can find that wasn't 7 a.m. was a Spirit Airlines flight.
Oh, my God.
One of my friends, shout out to Dennis, verbatim says, Wheezy, you cannot go on a Spirit flight. That's your direct demographic. People are going to...
That's not good for your brand. Be like, yo, I thought she was doing well.
Yo, he was like, people cannot see you on that fucking Spirit flight, bro.
No.
I was like, no, it's a 45-minute flight. It's not that serious. Eddie, I was so uncomfortable on this fucking flight.
You got on it? Whoa. The podcast queen of NYC on the Spirit flight.
People don't be knowing me on Delta flight. I mean, maybe once in a blue. Again,
you're the only person in the history who was on the Breakfast Club and a Spirit flight in the same week. Is that Who are you, MC Hammer?
Please don't tell people this. This can't be the clip. I swear to God, Eddie, I was so fucking embarrassed. So I get on the flight. The flight attendant, shout out to him, adorable gay man. I'm just taking a guess. I get on the flight and the first thing he says is, first of all, girl, what are you doing on here? Do you know how embarrassing that is to hear somebody say to you that works on the fucking flight?
He's like, what? You recognize my podcast? No. You're not holding a Samsung. You got an iPhone. I'm like, oh, okay. Yo, dude, I will say this is the golden 2020. Even now is the golden age to be incognito at a Spirit flight. You can put on sunglasses, a mask, no one will know who you are.
Actually, that's fair. And I guess it didn't do me well to have some of my own fucking merch on.
He just says, I am Wheezy. This is my podcast. You're on a Spirit's flight. Hey, are you from Horrible Decisions and For Fact's Sake? Like, no. I'm like, oh, okay.
Dude, I cannot believe it. What the fuck was I thinking? So
Dude,
anyway,
I can't believe you're on Breakfast Club and then you're on you're like bringing your own seatbelt on a Spirit flight. No.
You know what's so funny about budget airlines? They always be giving you a spiel that's not really what it is. Like they get on there. Once again, absolutely no smoking on this flight. If you're smoking on this flight, we're kicking you right off. And I'm like, first of all, bitch, isn't this like a universal language that we don't get high on a fucking flight?
Yeah, we all know it. I hope everyone brought their own flotation device. All right, we're about to go in the air, I think. Like, what? Who's flying this thing? I will say, though, to all the motherfuckers out there who can't afford to go on who that's all they can afford, I totally understand. But you got to admit, I mean, we're talking about a Greyhound bus in the sky. So,
dog, when I was broke, I was still talking shit about the flight. Like, Literally, I loved when guys flew me out because I would at least get fucking JetBlue. Like, it was ridiculous to me how often I had to take these Spirit flights. Now, at the time, I thought that going to Miami from Orlando was going to save me and I would get like a basketball player. Turns out not true. Never. I fucked no athletes until the only athlete I've ever slept with was when I was actually making money. It was such a waste.
Wow. It's I on a Spirit flight, there must be a shared commisery with each other. You must look at each other like, this fucking sucks. Don't like tell me about it. And some guys like, drink like just like kind of like sitting there, and he had to make his own pillow, and then the flight attendant walks by like, fuck, this place sucks. Like, tell me about it. Like, there must be the sense of like, we're all in this, we're all on the bus here, kind of
dude thing. It was making a noise. I swear to you, Eddie, like I could not relax. I was running on 4 hours of sleep already, flying out. I had to see my family, my grandparents. I'm on this flight and I'm by the window, and of course it's right by the wing because it's not like I could pick my seat because I was too late and the fucking flight was packed and they have middle seats blocked out. I was like, oh, I'm getting COVID and I'm dying. So I'm I'm sitting by the wing and I just hear this like buzzing noise. So the flight attendant walks by and I'm like, is that supposed to sound?
She's like, no, you want to check it out? Want to go look at it? I'm like, what? I don't work here.
Dude,